It's no accident that this scene looks like a terrifying clip taken from the nightly news. The idea behind an active shooter training is to make it as real as possible. That starts with getting these victims into character. First step, moulage.
Putting wounds on people and making realistic injuries for emergency responders during training exercises.
Modeling putty, prosthetic wounds, and ample amounts of fake blood. The early hours of the morning are spent on attention to detail with each person playing a victim.
We want the injuries to look as realistic as possible, so when our emergency responders come in to take care of them, they don't just read a card, they actually see the injury, they see the blood, and it adds some adrenaline, it adds that realism to the exercise.
Each victim is given specific injuries.
I had a gunshot wound to the leg with severe hemorrhaging, so I was bleeding out.
Once the scene is set, the call comes in for shots fired at the University of Iowa Wellness and Recreation Center. The different law enforcement agencies rush to secure the scene, arriving in waves. A new component to this training is getting fire and EMS early access to potential victims.
We constantly try to continue to evolve, and so rather than just do the police response and what we would do, now we want to incorporate ambulance, fire. How can we get them in, and how can we get people that are injured out to get care quicker?
Anybody else we've got coming in this rig?
By running through a real-life, real-time scenario like this, the agencies gain valuable lessons on how to best meet those goals.
And so how do we form up a rescue task force with a couple law enforcement folks and 2 to 4 first responders to go in, triage those people, treat them rapidly, and transport them off to definitive care. And this was an opportunity for us to do just that today.
Just like in a real-life situation, the unstable environment requires a high level of teamwork.
Communication is key, and it's actually one of the toughest things to work through. We just need to practice, just continue to do it over and over. The better we can communicate with each other, the smoother things like these are going to go.
Many of the people playing victims are EMT students in training, and this exercise provides them with a unique perspective to emergency response.
I think the most insightful was coming outside and having them triage all of us. We came out and they just immediately red, yellow, red, all that. Just seeing how they grouped people together and figured out what they needed to do first.
The agencies use the opportunity to identify their strengths and weaknesses in order to make adjustments. The exercise is also a reminder that in this line of work, you have to be prepared for the worst at all times in order to have the best possible outcome.
University of Iowa, Iowa City, and Johnson County are not immune to these types of things. We have to have our people trained for those types of things, and we need to be able to exercise those things so that we know if one of those things that we see on the nightly news comes to happen here in Johnson County, that we can all respond in a coordinated response and take care of people with the goal of, saving lives.